So what do you guys think so far? How are you feeling about this?
I want to know if Bach is dead. That's important. Or possessed or undead. That I feel like that little fight was like a precursor to something much bigger. That's great. I'm ready to do some spooky shit.
Hey, I am the spooky shit. Let's go.
That's true. Amelia is the spooky shit.
No, not like this. Not like this.
So yes, we're all definitely in the correct mindset for this. Oh, let me close my door actually before we start.
Oh yes, if you mean the mindset of pure panic. Yes, pure panic. That's about right.
Boy. I can't wait to see how you pop back in to the group. Oh my
So
god.
dear.
there are
Me
fewer
too.
of us than usual. Emily had an emergency situation with her dog and is not going to be able to join us today again. So that is very sad. So we're doing a little adjusting here, which is not a problem. But I think because we only have 4 people and this is the last episode, like just get really indulgent with your flavor. Like just take the time, you know? Just like tell me what your spells look like and what you're thinking and what you're feeling, and if you have like a flashback to your childhood in character. I don't want to hear about your actual personal childhood.
I don't know. Mine was good. You take the gender
Then,
dysphoria
hey, why
out.
not? We have the time, right? Like we can just really enjoy this as much as we want. So that being said, I want to start by giving you some little flavor vignettes here, because good morning. Because we don't have our Emily, and she wasn't here last time, and I never really like said anything about it because we weren't sure if she was going to be able to show back up or not, and then she couldn't. So we're going into the Wayback Machine, and we're doing a little bit of fudging. We're putting some Crisco on the lens
We
here.
love you, Emily. We miss you.
We do miss you, Emily.
We'll try not to die. Okay, thank you.
Try.
Bye.
So we are back in the town of Shelving. You all were originally here just to have some fun and have a nice break and a nice little day off to enjoy a fall festival and sample some pumpkin beer and have some good old-fashioned fun that doesn't involve fighting or solving mysteries or being possessed. And you guys are not very good at that.
And here we are.
And here you are.
Right, my vest.
So, for those of you who have not been able to join in before, they started at this town and they inserted themselves into some town drama that did not have anything to do with them, and I, as a DM, was very happy to see it. And in the process of trying to solve this town drama mystery, they have scared the absolute pants off some unwitting townspeople and found out that there's something real shady going on with Mayor Griselda Sage, who, at the end of our last episode, while 3 of the players were looking for the 4th, who had mysteriously gone missing. That's episode 2, by the way, if you want to know what happened to Baka. Had some really creepy undead plant monster situations rise up out of the ground in the center of town to let the mayor get away while they fought them. And y'all ended a little bit beaten up, a little bit worn down, but victorious in the center of town, kind of with all of the people who were taking down the fall festival and really have nothing to do with this, just sort of staring at you in shock and fear. And the statue in the fountain in the center of town, rather than crumbling or shattering, falling down almost unconscious, around you, revealing a hole, a tunnel of some sort there. And that's kind of where we left you. So we're going to cut from there real quick to Mitzi, who is being dragged through the pumpkin patch by a silhouetted figure. This person seems to be having a little bit of trouble dragging her, but she doesn't seem to be putting up any sort of fight. And we get flashes of it, dragging through the pumpkin patch, finding a particularly earthy, churned up spot, kind of trying to heave her body into it, and roots just taking and grabbing and pulling and sinking as Mitzi slowly disappears into the earth. The scene goes black. We fade in from Baka's perspective. Baka, who the acrid fumes of this acidic, this caustic water fountain or waterfall from in front of her is getting to her. She's having trouble breathing, she's coughing, she's sputtering, she's run for so long trying to get away from these zombies that she just encountered. And she's seeing double. She can't quite figure out where she is in space. She saw, before she blacked out, a large black horse, almost made entirely of shadow, with lime green eyes, just dripping that same acrid sort of acidic something from its eyes, with a classic headless horseman, all made out of black smoke and shadow, with black smoke falling from the eyes of the pumpkin, sort of leaning over her as she falls unconscious. It goes black for her. She blinks in and out. We get scenes of the headless horseman sort of swimming in her vision as she still can't see properly. And she blinks a few times. It swims in, it swims out. It's Griselda now. She's moving. She's being dragged. She's black in and out. She's on a table. Her vision is still swimming. They're speaking, but it's ringing in her ears and she can't hear. It goes black again. So, I will get back to share in just a moment. But first, what are my three lovely ladies who are still above the earth doing?
Basically, immediately, Carmilla is going to chug the greater healing potion that she's got, because she's not doing real great after that fight. So just in case we immediately jump into something else, I'm going to roll that. So that's 7, 10 plus 2, or plus 4? Plus 4. So 14. Okay. Okay. That wasn't great. I don't really, what was with those pumpkins? Not a fan. I normally really like plants. Didn't love those.
They also didn't love you.
No, didn't feel great about that. What do we do now? We gotta find Baka, and where do we go? Should we go down? Should we keep going down? I don't know. What do you guys think?
There's definitely something wrong with the fountain. Whatever is down there, and it looks like a place to hide people to me.
Mm-hmm.
Some recognition wouldn't go amiss, for starters.
I was just about to say, both of you did notice that just before the fight, something strange was happening with Ada, but you didn't really have the chance to comment on it because you were fighting for your life against, like, an undead zombie pumpkin scorpion and some sort of
That'd do it.
pumpkin carnivorous plant situation. It happens sometimes. But now that you have a moment, Ada doesn't seem quite right. Ada, would you like to just in egregious detail tell us what's going on with you?
You do have an image of the normal Ada from knowing her. White hair, classy demeanor. This looks a lot like that, except definitely nothing like it. All the black tattoos on her body are waving like fire now. They're squirming under her skin. Her hair is completely black and streaked with blue flames, and her horns are about twice the regular size. She also looks extremely angry.
That part's normal.
No, that part is definitely. That was never her. It was always Amon. Quick explanation: I'm playing an homebrew version of the Warlock class. This class allows me to change my pattern whenever I want to, and I get to build my pattern. It's very cool. However, in exchange for this, I get to take a test every time I try to do something from my class, and if I fail, I get possessed by my patron for the rest of the day. That's gonna be fun. There is a whole curse behind.
threatened? Like, do we?
Oh,
feel
she is
like,
very threatening.
like against us. Like we're not.
It's more of a general. It's more of a general aura of y'all beneath me, you know.
Oh boy, stay out of her way. Yes.
Ada.
Okay.
Ada, are you okay? Are you?
Okay, I suppose is a word. You divine casters, I suppose. Heal me. Quickly.
Okay, I can do that. Trying to conserve my spells, but I'm scared, so I will. I will just cast a first level healing word and see if that helps. And you see like some of the remnants and like the vines and the like stuff that like fell from the pumpkins. I think it takes Carmilla like a second, but like sort of pulls parts of those leaves back together into like more like alive and not like toxic sort of plants, and sort of like blows a gust of them towards Ada, and then like takes a step back. And you heal a bit. I don't know. It's only 1d4, but plus 3, so 4 points. You feeling better?
This is barely acceptable.
Okay, sorry. I just I'm a little afraid that we're gonna face some more twisted plants or worse. And what if we find our friends are injured? I just want to make sure I save some.
Fear doesn't suit you. You travel with me, and there is nothing you should be afraid of.
Okay.
Now let's go.
Okay.
Ammon is correct. There's nothing to be afraid of. This is but merely a simple fall festival.
Absolutely.
This is
100%.
fine.
It's
All of
probably a
it is
bouncy house.
fine.
Great.
Meanwhile, Storm is mainly giving them a look like I'm too old for this shit. Like they just look 30, but they gave that look. They're like,
I shall make my real way to that entrance in the underground.
okay, we're ready.
Before y'all go down there, Storm, you look back up at the sky again, and it's still, I mean, it's pitch black at this point. There's not even like light around the edges. The sun has completely set. You're getting later in the night, and you're getting closer and closer to the point of the evening where if something is going to go down magically, it's probably going to need to happen soon.
Okay. Let's see if we can find this major. I'm afraid we don't have too much time left.
Okay. So is this like stair? You said it was stairs, sort of like leading downwards, right?
It is. So you see underneath where the fountain was standing regally. Oh, Ada's apparently super cursed, not even allowed to be in the You are not on the overlay anymore. I don't know if they can hear you, but I'm gonna try and keep talking while I fix that. But so yeah, you see before you where the statue was before, where it had been standing, and it sort of had that like skirt dress detail, and she was like kind of holding her hands up and looked very like kind of standard center of a town sort of fountain. That underneath where that statue was standing is a hole, and you see some steps down. So as you go down, this is a very tight, winding spiral staircase around you, and you can't see. There aren't walls around you. It's all this acidic, necromantic, tainted water from the fountain is just pouring down in walls in all completely around the staircase. You can't see past it. You can't see anything else. And you have to be very careful not to touch the outside edges of the staircase, or this just will start eating away at you. You're just surrounded by a solid wall of this as you go down around this spiral staircase and down and down and down. Somebody make me a perception check, please.
Okay.
Still don't have Amelia.
Ooh. 27.
24.
Nice.
Okay. So you all at this point have gotten a very good look at the statue that you tried to just decimate. I still don't have an Amelia. What the heck?
Oh no.
Let's see if I can.
I mean,
Yeah, the walls are totally acid. Hey, chat, can you guys hear Amelia, or can you not see her or hear her? No see, no hear. Interesting. I don't know what happened. Yeah, go ahead and... Yep, pop back in.
Can I, as we're walking down, can I get a sense of whether this would be considered water? Because just saying, for future, in case we come to a pool of this, I do have create or destroy water. So would this be considered water? Can I vibe that it's enough water to be considered water?
It is still... Okay, so you just did really well on your perception check. So let me just kind of go down the line here. Mm-hmm. One, you guys got a good look at that statue, and obviously there's some poetic license with statues, as there always is. But this really does look pretty much exactly like a younger version of Griselda. And you also know that this staircase that you're on is old. Like, the fountain statue is old. Like Griselda was telling you, that was her great-grandmother that started this place. This has probably been here the entire time. This doesn't seem like it was added afterwards. Like, this has been here since the town was founded. It really is that old. So you're kind of getting the idea that this looks exactly like Griselda, and this has been here the whole time, and she's weird and creepy. And maybe there's something else going on there. You also know that the water fountain situation.
Just for game-wise, we don't have Amelia still. Have you tried repasting or like refreshing the link?
I'm doing that right.
And also, chat says the music's a little loud.
Oh, sure.
Sorry.
Just don't want loud music.
No,
there we go. We got her back.
Yes. It's me. Look at me. All sexy and stuff, wearing underwear on stream.
It's fabulous.
Beautiful. We love to see Amelia. Okay, and here, Amelia. Yay! Is the music better?
Thanks, chat, by the way.
Yep, good looking out, chat.
Love
Sorry.
These are
you.
not things that I can check on my own, because I'm not 2 people.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
Ah,
so
here.
you get the idea that underwear levels just increased by 42%. I will allow that comment. That there probably is still some water kind of in with this. You get the idea that if you used create, destroy, or manipulate water, whatever spells you have, it's not going to get the whole thing. It would almost like distill it from the rest of the very caustic necromantic acid sludge. So you would almost be like pulling the water out of it, but there does seem to still be water in there.
Okay.
Ooh, okay, sounds like somebody's having a good time in the background.
Excuse my neighbors. They can be loud sometimes.
Okay.
I'm happy that they're happy.
Party! All right. Let's go.
Y'all are making your way down and down and down and down and down. And as you do that, we're going to cut back to Baka. Baka, you sort of like slowly regain consciousness, and it's a very weird, like, sort of drugged out feeling you're getting. Like, it's almost like you can't figure out where your limbs are. So like maybe if you're like this, like you can't figure out if your arms are moving, and it almost feels like parts of you are shrinking and moving, and just a first-year animation student is trying to make a 3D model. Like, that's what you feel like right now. It's very unsettling.
Oh my
As you
gosh,
try and, like,
that's
get-
incredibly triggering since I'm a graphic design person. That's
Rudest.
amazing. Yes, you brought me right in there, DM. Thank you.
As you sort of like try and get back to fully conscious, fully present here. But you get back into it, and your vision sort of like swims and then locks into place, and you realize that you are on, bless you, you are on a table. You are strapped down to a table, and this is a very interesting table. It is tilted a little bit, and there are very specific grooves in it about here and probably around your thighs that feel, if you're feeling correctly, like they sort of run down to the bottom of the table, kind of like a cutting board, but for people.
Oh.
Do I at least recognize that perhaps this is the room that I passed through earlier, where I saw like different body parts on tables? Yeah. Okay.
Yep, you are back in that room. You are back in that area.
Okay.
You also see around you. Hey, babe, coffee.
Nice.
Oh, I wish I could do that.
Very important.
Yeah.
You also see, sort of bustling around you, messing with some of those things that you really did not understand, is Griselda Sage, who you were not around for any of that, so she is still in her pink princess costume, her very worn Halloween costume that she was wearing earlier, but instead of the kind of faux gaudy jewelry, you see now she's got like an apron on her and some really heavy-duty gloves, like the kind you wear when you don't want things to touch your skin. And around her neck is something you can't quite see from where you are, but you see a kind of a glow when she moves. It seems to be some sort of pendant or something is kind of glowing on her. And she's sort of muttering to herself, and you hear like the clinking of glass and sort of metal on metal sounds from kind of like right beside you. She's just in your peripheral vision. Like you can just see her moving around, but you cannot see what she's doing.
I think at this point, Baka and the tiny servant that Baka had cast previously, it actually lasts for 8 hours. It is not concentration. Do I understand that we are still within 8 hours?
You are still within 8 hours. It's not concentration. The tiny servant, so you had seen earlier there was a pile of discarded stuff. Your tiny servant is I love that you actually have one. So Baka's tiny servant actually in the game is a small corn doll, which is a traditional colonial sort of toy for children made out of corn husk. So she had made one earlier during a ceremony. I think you were trying to cast by,
we had been looking, investigating the area, and it happened to be an offering in and around the area we were investigating. So Baka touched it and brought it to life, and now this is her only little friend in a very scary place where the rest of her friends are missing.
You do still have your little friend. He is kind of discarded into a corner with the other pile of clothes and things from everyone else. So.
Okay. Do I now? If I'm bound to this table, am I shackled to the table? Am I bound with rope? Like, what's my situation?
It is chain.
Okay.
It's not a like a cuff shackle, but it's also not like hemp rope. Like it's a metal chain.
Good to know. Okay. Full on panic.
And
sure.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
So the way you're set up right now, it's sort of like arm down, and then leg and leg spread apart. And you can feel that there's like very specific grooves on the table for those particular areas. You're like just very slightly tilted. It's fine.
Yeah, good for running the blood right off that table. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very very handy. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that, DM.
Are you pretending to still be unconscious? Are you? What would you like to do?
I think I am probably doing two things at once. In one aspect, I am, panicking. I'm starting to rouse. I'll let myself, sound like I'm being roused, and I say, shiny lady, total puppy dog eyes, like, why for you do this? And at the same time, I want to will my little corn dolly friend to do a sneaky and go to different parts of the room, and if they find things that they can just pick off from a bookshelf or kick off from a table, like beakers or glassware or something, just to distract, as a distraction as well.
So are you trying to keep her attention on you, or you're trying to keep her attention on your corn doll?
I'm trying to just confuse the fuck out of her right now. So I'm doing a two-pronged distraction right now. So, but I'll just say, shiny lady, why you do this to Baka?
Oh. Well, I'm sorry you had to be awake for this, darling, but I've worked quite hard on this for a number of years, and, it's just so difficult to get real dragon blood in this area, you see, this time of year. And you just... Well, we do the best with what we've got, so that's you.
Baka is very good. Baka can do things. Sneaky. Grabby. No kill Baka.
Oh, sweetheart. I'm sure you are quite good at those things, but your body will still be fine at them when I'm done.
And I think at something like that, that's when Baka's eyes might dart to the side, and you'll probably hear like just the something somewhere drops off a shelf or drops off a table. It may or may not be caustic or important to her.
Or expensive.
What's that? Who else here? Who else here? Like she doesn't know.
Make me. Well, there's a couple ways you could go about this. So this could be a performance check on your part. It could be a sleight of hand or stealth check on the part of your doll, trying to like break things without being seen. So kind of, you tell me how you're handling it.
I would love that stealth roll, and I'm happy to roll that. Let's see. For whatever reason, I have advantage. Well, no, I do not. I will say usually I have advantage on checks for stealth while my hood is up. But because that's the Cloak of Elvenkind at work there. But I'm willing to do just a straight roll of stealth for my corn dog. Okay. So.
Yeah, because your Cloak of Elvenkind is rather nice. So it didn't make it into the refuse pile.
Interesting. However, is my hood up? That
No,
is
you
up
don't
to
have
you,
it.
DM. Oh, got you.
You can't see most of the room right now. You saw the room earlier, so you do know that you're like facing that the thing, the English word for the thing. It's like it's like an altar with like runes and stuff carved into it.
Yes.
You know that word. You're facing that, but but you do know that the room like goes back behind you, and there's like all the bookshelves and all the things. So like there's more over there. That's what you're facing. So you can't see everything.
Understood. Okay.
So you're not entirely sure where your cloak would be.
Understood.
Potentially the same place where you found it before, but
right. And that I rolled a 10 on the die. I have a plus 14 stealth, so that is a 24.
All right, so your little corn doll, just totally unseen, slips into the shadows and just pitter-patters its way past the tables where the glowing light of the runes are still hitting, and just goes straight for the bookshelves where it's like totally dark back there. And then you just hear the like of very old books hitting the ground and pages scattering from the binding, just totally losing it from the impact. And she sort of and turns towards what the sound was. And she starts muttering to herself again, if any of you stupid little hands are back there messing with my things again. And she's gonna sort of like try and waddle that way to go see what the distraction was. I'm gonna give you one last thing to do before we switch to everybody else, so make it good.
Absolutely. Once I do that, I think, geez, boy, the moment that you wish you had packed heat metal today.
It's actually a bomb spell.
Basically.
Pretty good.
I do have, I mean, if the chains simply wrapped around me, or is there like a padlock somewhere among that mess that is also like securing the whole thing?
So it looks like the top is chains loop backward and forward to kind of hold you, like there's holes drilled through the wood, so like it loops around and then goes behind the table and then loops around, and there's a padlock on the side, and it looks like the feet are the same, so it's actually just two very long chains.
Fantastic. You had me at padlock. I will cast, when she's at least out of peripheral eye shot, I will cast knock on the padlock to pop that baby open.
How does knock work? Do you have to be able to touch it?
I'm happy to get this out there. Let's see, display. There we go. That should display in roll 20 there. So it's choose an object that you can see within range, and the range being 60 feet. Includes manacles, a padlock, and similar. So there we go.
All right, it works. It says it only works on one, so you choose. Do you want legs or hands?
We're going to pick hands, because this is a verbal only spell, which is another reason why I love it. But if I expect to cast anything else, I want my hands free.
That is very reasonable. So we sort of end this scene with a slight, like, Griselda Sage sort of putters off to go see what the noise was, and the chains sort of slack a little bit. Actually, sorry, one last thing before we go. Make me, I'm going to call it sleight of hand to see if you can do this in such a way that you catch the chains so they don't make a whole bunch of noise from, like, the whole chain going slack.
Okay, fair. Let's see.
Because I was about to just narrate that happening, and then I was like, you might be able to.
Got you. And I think also, let's see. I think there is, let's see. No, I thought there was something else that I had to allow me to, I may have it. I have to look for that later. There's something else that I think I picked to be able to, it allows you to cast spells in secret, even if you're in plain sight. I have to double check that, but let me just go ahead and roll. I've got a 17 on the die plus 9 for sleight of hand. 26.
Okay, yeah, so you've done this before. You're a level 15 rogue, like, you know what's up. So you kind of, like, brace your arms up as much as you can to try and, like, catch as much of the chain as you can before you know it's going to fall. So it makes very little noise.
Is it weird that it's not the first time that Baka has been chained up? Okay.
Absolutely not weird at all, because we know you. So, back to our other friends.
Just a Tuesday, really.
Yeah, descending down the necromantic acid stair. What's up, y'all?
This place is truly unbecoming of a king, I'll tell you what.
Do we have, like, a plan? It'd be great to, like, have a plan. Maybe somebody should scout ahead. Maybe we should, I don't know.
Are you, perchance, suggesting you will scout ahead? Then go.
I mean, it's not like we have our rogue with us, you know, the one that is good at sneaking and scouting ahead. That's the person we're kind of trying to fight right now.
Okay. I just descending into a deep dark stairway with a bunch of toxic acid water around us feels like.
Quit your moaning. You've done worse.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll just go. No plan it is.
I think staying together is the plan.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Okay. I would love to stick together with you. That seems like a great idea.
So you're going down this spiral staircase for quite a while. It does eventually get wider. Like, when it was directly under the fountain, it was very narrow, and it's like, but as it goes, it does get a little bit, you can actually, like, you feel like you can, like, put your shoulders down and you're not like this the whole time. You're going for a long, this is deep. Y'all are deep underground. And all of you are magically inclined. All of you are casters. So you start at, there's a point where you feel almost like, it almost feels like trying to put the same poles of a magnet together, where it just doesn't want to. It just, there's that pressure to not go together. It does not want to go together. And it's that almost same sort of it's almost that feel as you pass a certain point, and you get the idea that that's probably the barrier for what was stopping some of the spells that y'all were casting earlier. That this is the boundary, and you have hit it.
So from now on, every spell is fair game?
Roll me Arcana checks, the three of you.
Shall be done.
16.
17.
19.
All right, pretty good all the way around. This works more like magical soundproofing. So the spells that you were trying to cast to see in here were like scrying spells and location spells, communication spells. Those sorts of things don't seem to work past this barrier. It works like lead in an X-ray machine. So you get the idea that spells inside works fine, spells outside works fine, but trying to communicate or move through or find out what's going on between the two,
Okay, well, the
which
good thing...
specifically trying to, for example, dimension door or teleport or something outside of this area is not going to work. Trying to scry or cast message or something to outside of this area is not going to work.
What about
And also,
plane
Camilla,
shift?
you get the idea
Yes.
that your
What
scry
about
spell-
banish?
What about plane shift? Yeah, what about sending things onto other planes of existence from here?
You got a 17?
Yeah.
You get the idea that one probably works as normal. Because that's not from here to outside the room, that's
Yeah.
from here to outside the plane.
Logically.
Look, I made this up. It's magical soundproofing.
Yeah.
Do we see anything
don't
around here
ask
that
questions.
appears to be holding this spell or creating it? Like,
You are still surrounded by solid walls of acid necromantic waterfall right now. So when you get to the bottom of the stairs, because that's really the only option that you have, there is another statue that looks just like the one that was above. But this one, instead of holding its arms like this, is holding one arm through the water, like a shield, like an arch. So the acid is sort of like flowing around it, and there's a small archway that is not being hit by this acidic water that you can walk through. And the statue's just sort of looking down at the area that it's sort of shielding.
First thought was one of those again, let's destroy it too. But I feel like we needed to get through safely.
I agree, although I don't like the way it's looking at me.
Definitely.
Well, nothing bad has ever happened after all. I'm just going to walk through the arc, hack it, let's see what happens.
It seems to let you pass silently. It does look at you as you go through, but it does not seem to make any moves at you.
I will look at it.
Well, guess I'll follow.
I'll follow, but once I get to the other side, I'm just gonna shoot an arrow at it real quick, just out of curiosity.
Sure.
After-
You do remember from last time, I know it's been a week, but you do remember that the non-magical damage didn't seem to do as much
Yeah.
to these things, but
I just want to see what
because
it
this
does.
was like a couple minutes ago for you.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm just, because just
Just out of spite.
Yeah.
kind of like this. Oh, that's a nat 20.
I think the nat 20 is probably going to hit. And
yeah.
just a refresher on how we do criticals here. So you do max damage and then you roll on top of that.
Okay,
So that it's always fun.
9.
Just wasting good mojo here.
I just want to see what it does, just out of
Or-
curiosity.
Getting it warm up.
9 plus 5.
Wasting a 20.
I know. 14 points of damage. just like aiming like again right at its face, just as like, I don't like this at all.
So you all go through underneath this statue, sort of shielding from the acid, and you turn and shoot, and it cuts a little, like chisels through its cheek. And the statue sort of silently turns to you and then drops its arm. So the wall of acid is now solid. And instead it just puts its hands into, like, crosses its arms and is just staring at you. It does not stick its tongue out back. It's too dignified. You look silly.
Damn it.
If you are done with being petty.
I'm never done with being petty. Okay, what do we see once we cross through?
So I am going to go ahead and put you guys on the
map.
underground map. Before I do want to preface that this map is this is actually kind of a large, like, there's lots of hallway in between places that's far apart, but for the sake of getting everything onto stream, it looks like you're just a couple squares away. So I will go ahead and say that. So you should be able to see.
Well, yes, but actually, no.
You think.
So we landed directly on like a pentagram. That's always a great start.
Oh yeah.
No, that's missing.
You did not
great.
land directly on a pentagram. Y'all are actually over here.
Oh yeah, that's not us. Never mind.
Yeah, that's missing.
Nope, that's not you.
Okay, great.
That is Mitzi St. Clair. Huh. How did her token get there?
Heck, fast.
I didn't see it. Nothing happened. No. Okay.
It's okay. You don't see anything.
I don't see anything.
Why is this not updating on Roll20? Oh, there it is. Perfect. Let's move you kind of up a little farther to where you are. And the Baka token is still where it was when she landed before. Let's go ahead and put her on her table, I think.
Oh no.
Intro still intact, but still panicking. Yes.
So we're
you-
like here?
You are. So what you see right now is you see a built there. I mean, this is a stone floor with stone walls. This is a built structure, you know, a well-made, very, very old, but well-made structure that sort of turns around a corner and goes off into the darkness. You also see there is a broken, busted place in the wall that goes more into a cavern area that will also continues off into the darkness with like roots kind of hanging down from the top of it. And the last thing you notice is that there around you where the statue is, now that you're off of the stairs and you can kind of see around the rest of the stairs, there's a pool of this acid stuff, and this it's noxious. So I need all of you to make Constitution saving throws.
Real glad I wasted that natural 20. Real glad.
Oh,
Told you. Wasting. Oh god, that's a 10. Ouch.
It's
Yeah,
a natural 1 plus 2.
no!
So that's
Don't
3.
say that! I got a natural one as well! No!
Oh, Baka, you are not in this area. This is the same effect that happened to you earlier, but
Okay,
you
got
are not
you.
there. You're in your own thing.
Already
what
been
did you
there.
roll again?
13.
Okay, so a 2, a 13, and a 10.
I have 3 in total.
Oh, sorry.
It's a natural 1 plus 2.
Sure, that makes a big difference.
I mean,
Yeah, it does. It does
total
make a big
26.
So I think this is where we're going to take a break.
Okay.
Oh no.
As all of your vision starts to swim. So we will be right back, guys. It's just going to be a quick 5-minute break. We try and have them every hour or so. We should be back. Ooh, those are fun and fancy.
Yeah, that's for poker.
Nice.
you ever want to gamble later, I guess.
So, you are in a stone. We'll call it a dungeon. It's underground. Let's call it a dungeon. Why not?
Wait, are we live?
Call it what it is.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Are
we
we
are
back?
live.
Oh, good. I'm not gonna do that joke then. Please continue. No, it was not a dirty joke. It was a wrestling joke, which is worse.
Okay. Perfect. So you are at the bottom of a winding spiral staircase with a necromantic, acidic fountain of water just cascading down all the way around it.
As you do.
And the fumes, as you do, the fumes from this seem to be getting to you. You feel your heart racing a little bit. You feel you're a little off balance. It's a little like spray painting all day without a mask on. Like it's that sort of like very high headache, kind of prickly sort of headache you're getting. Your vision is not quite lining up. You're seeing double. Things are swimming a bit. And as you try and get clarity around this pool of acid, things start to change. So where Ada is, you see a very tall, just completely black shadow sort of form, just with smoke billowing off of her and the glowing blue fire eyes. And this shadow monster thing has teeth, just more and more teeth. The smile keeps getting bigger and bigger, and there's more and more teeth, and you both see it. Where Camilla was, the two of you see a rotting fungal mess of what happens to a druid after 1,000 years. She's covered in spores and mushrooms and fungus. She's almost falling off of her bones. There's worms. It's gross. And the two of you see this. And where our lovely Storm was, the two of you see a tall, imposing, almost a void. And when she moves, you can see the stars through the void. But she's not there. It's empty. It's black. It's dark. It's space. And it is cold. And she starts radiating the cold out. So that's what the three of you see. You are, because you all failed your saves, you are hallucinating. You all genuinely believe everything that you see in front of you. You cannot see your friends anymore.
I start running. I just start running and yelling, Baka! Baka, are you in here?
Well, the fungal mass is gone. That's one less thing to worry about.
I love
Probably
this.
The only way
run towards a wall to the side or something to also get distance. And definitely not go the same way as Cornell.
Can we see that we can run either north or south type thing?
Yeah, you can see that. So you know that if you go sort of south is more of continues down into the dungeon, and then there is that sort of broken cave-like path that goes out into where there's more like roots and earth. This is not this part looks dug out, not built.
I'm gonna roll to see which way I randomly run because I'm just terrified and run. So 1 or 2 was north, 3 or 4 was south. So I just kind of start booting south.
All right, perfect. So you start going further down into the dungeon. Storm, what are you doing?
I'm walking towards a wall that's far away from both of them, so probably that way.
Okay, so you're going more towards the like cave entrance area. Perfect. Ada, you see this like weird spinning black hole situation sort of slowly move, but somehow not get any smaller as it moves, and the shambling mound of rotting flesh and mushroom starts turning away from you and going in a different direction.
This is all very weird. Will you concede to me that this is all very weird? I wonder if there is a way for me to put myself back on track real quick. Not really. Well, you wouldn't call this a curse, right?
No, this is not a curse.
So my room of
You are
curse
cursed, though.
Oh yeah, well I am
Here's
always
actually a question. Since we've got the time, why not? Is Ada in there too, seeing this, or is it just Amon?
It's Amon is stuck in the abyss and he can't get out. It's in the wells of the abyss, the 73rd layer. Well, nothing can get out. Amon as a vestige is someone inside of Ada, so it's not really Amon, it's not really Ada. You can't really tell where one begins and the other ends, really.
Gotcha. Well, then you have double vision stacked on top of each other, almost like the red-blue 3D glasses.
That's terrible.
The Ada vision is seeing these horrors, and the Amon vision is seeing them normally. Actually, I feel like Amon sees them almost a little bit more, oh, hey, thanks for the raid. A little bit more childishly, like
kids
you
running.
Exactly.
Running in fear.
So you're kind of seeing a superimposed horror.
Silence your pitiful muttering, my silly host. If they're going to run away, well, that's not really our problem, is it? I think I'm just going to start walking south. I'm here for a job, and if they want to just run away, that's their thing. I'm here to get to the bottom of this. Ada can worry about saving her friends later.
Do I get the sense that I'm poisoned? I still like first like intuition is to just run, but as I'm running, do I get that sense?
It does not have the same. It's not, mechanically speaking, it is not the poisoned effect.
Okay.
But it is a very similar situation where
Basically,
it's like kind of toxins in your body at the moment.
Would lesser restoration work? Is basically what I'm wondering. Okay, so I don't think I'm like quick enough to do it right away, but probably about like I'll run for like 30 seconds and then be like, oh shit.
Well, the farther you get away from the pool of acid, the more you're breathing. It's not fresh air by any means. This is fetid, stale, earthy air. It's got that like tang of blood in it. It does not smell good down here. It is not fresh air by any means. But the farther you get away from the fountain, the more you're breathing not noxious fumes, the more you get just a little bit more clear-headed.
Okay.
So if you're running farther and farther away, you will have the like, wait a minute, something's wrong here. Wait a minute, this isn't normal sort of vibe.
But it clears. Like I feel like I can keep walking and it'll clear on its own.
It will probably clear on its own in a minute, yeah.
Then I would yell, like if I was yelling Baka, like, where are you on the way? And then I think the further I get, I would be like, Ada, Storm, come this way. Get away from the pool. It'll clear. Just to like, I don't know where they are because these monsters appeared, but hopefully that I'm telling my friends to also get clear of it.
Do I fully recognize their voice?
The voice is very far away. You do recognize it. You still see the tall, imposing shadow of doom figure that is Ada.
Yeah. Sick.
Yeah, live this fantasy. You still see that. You still feel like this is all very real, but you can hear what that's sort of like a very light ringing down the hall. You can still hear it, yeah.
And then I'd probably start following the wall and do as she says.
So you are going away from the cavern, the cave entrance. Okay.
So I think so. We are both walking south, me and you, right? Me and Storm, kind of at the same time.
If you're also walking in
Yeah,
this-
yeah. Well, keep my distance from you.
I stay close to the wall. So
I love the
should be
idea of
easy.
both of you sort of like hugging
Yeah.
opposite wall, like never taking your eyes off the others, and you're like
Yeah.
staring, inching farther away. This is very heroic. I love it.
We can do
Look,
it.
So-
It's
Amon
fine.
doesn't skulk. Amon marches everywhere.
So, all right, I like this. Perfect. So the three of you make it down this hallway, and like I said, the farther you get, the more your head starts to clear a little bit, like putting the spray paint away and just kind of trying to breathe. Can you tell I'm an art major? a lot of my things are art related. So as you go down this hallway, the sort of glowing green light of this noxious puddle of acid fades around the corner, and you see more light sort of slowly creeping in front of you as you walk down this dark hallway. Are you still yelling and making a ton of noise for your friends?
Yeah, I mean that's what we're here for. Like Carmela's freaking out. Like she just saw space and a god appear, basically. So she's just like, "Oh my god, where are my friends?" Ah! Like I don't think she had a lot of time to like think through, you know.
Yeah, perfect. I love that for you. So, as you come around this corner, I would like you to make a perception check.
Great.
As you get probably,
I can do that.
you can be like anywhere around here that you want.
It's not great. And rolled a natural 5. I do have a +8, so it's 13.
13? Okay, that is perfectly reasonable. Let me take 1 second to move so the audience can see where you are. Here we go. I'll move it down a little bit. Okay. 2 computers, who dis? So you see in front of you what is very obviously a mage's workshop. Even with a 13, you can see this is very well-used, well-oiled machine as far as it is built for exactly what it's built for. There is one purpose for this room, and it is absolutely butchering and sacrifice. With a 13, you see it. There is, remind me, you're a halfling?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have dark vision. There's only a very slight glow coming from down here in this sort of area. There are some alchemical situation looking things that are giving off a slight glow, and then this sort of ritual area over here is also giving off a glow. With a 13, you can't tell exactly what's happening here, but you do enough magic and you've done enough rituals in your life to know that you have no idea what this one is, but it is in progress. The other thing you see is your friend Mitzi in the center of it. Sorry, I did forget to mention that to Baka earlier, which is totally my bad. Baka, you also saw Mitzi was just sitting right there. You cannot see Baka right now because she's actually facing towards towards the ritual circle, and you're kind of coming in from just behind her. So you cannot see her. Baka, you absolutely heard Camilla. And where is my... Okay, good. She's on the token there.
Okay,
So
if Baka heard Carmilla, then definitely she would say, "Oh, yeah, friends! And she would start freaking out, like, "Oh, I hear you. Come save me."
Absolutely. So, Griselda Sage was over here in this sort of darker area, which for the audience is a bunch of bookshelves and sort of a study area. There's a table over there that has a bunch of books out, and that is where Baka sent the little corn doll. So she's sort of over here, and she hears all of your ruckus, Camilla, and then she hears Baka also hear you, and she goes, yes. Friends, I think it is a time for friends. That sounds like a lovely idea. So a couple things happen. One is Camilla does not see this, but Baka does. The pile of pieces in the corner starts to move. Why am I not allowed to? Here we go. Ta-da!
Oh no.
I wish there was a more fluid way to move things from the GM layer to the I feel like it should be a little bit more seamless. Anyway, so in the corner of this room there is a pile of discarded legs, arms, ears, spinal cord.
Not aesthetic.
Oh dear.
Yeah. And it starts to writhe, and eventually sort of conglomerates itself into almost some sort of spider made out of too many arms.
Great.
Oh, Rito.
Oh, if I had pearls on right now, I'd be clutching them.
Let me have this. I never get to be creepy.
Go, Jenna, go.
And at the command of Griselda, sort of conglomerates itself into a bunch of pieces all melded and meshed together, and starts using all its little hands to pitter-patter across the floor towards Camilla. So that is going to be doing that. You also see two other pieces, which, again, thank you, can I please have them now? Which looked like they were just sort of, bits that had been left on the table, sort of come to unlife, we'll say. And they are some disembodied hands, some fun little pieces.
Great.
And these ones are closest to Baka, and Baka is making noise. So Baka, there are some undead disembodied hands start to crawl on you. And Camilla, you have a friend coming your way. So I need everybody, we'll go ahead and say everybody rolls initiative, and then you guys can come in when you get here.
Can I do one thing that I was going to do as soon as I saw the room?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to, because you were saying you can tell that this is a ritual going on because you've done enough, blah, blah, blah. Can I, because I know that, immediately, we're in the ritual, I assume that Mitzi's in, because it looks like paint or something instead of like some sort of like sigil or something. Can I just, as soon as I see that happening, cast create water at second level and just dump 4 gallons of water to try and like stop, if I do what I can to just immediately erase or knock over or whatever is doing the elements, knock them over with a whole bunch of water to halt the ritual?
How far away does it do that? And in the meantime, if everybody can send me their initiative.
22.
Create water is right, because this is not actually the squares, right? I can do it within 30 feet.
Okay, yeah, no, the squares, we're calling the squares legit. It's good enough for me.
Okay. So it's 10 gallons, but I said second level, right? Which is this another... so that's 20 gallons of water just dump there. I'm just trying to like halt the ritual if I can.
Sure.
So I happen to have a reliable talent, which means that whenever I make an ability check, I can treat a roll of 9 or lower on a d20 as a 10. So I actually rolled a 6, but since initiative is an ability check, I get to treat that as a 10. So total, Baka has 14 for initiative.
All right. Works for me.
Imagine being like, counterspell, dispel magic, 4 gallons of water.
I love this.
Basically the same.
Look, 20 gallons of water? Okay.
No, actually, counterspell does not happen at this moment. What
Yeah,
does
no, it's just
is
like...
No.
gallons of water pour out from Camilla and just sort of wash over the base of this place. A lot of it goes down into like a drainage system that is directly under the tables. It's almost as if someone planned for needing that.
Oh, snap.
Drainage under the tables? Who knew? So now you see that all of this is definitely blood, by the way. All of the blood that is like sort of painted into the rune area, there is this is carved into the ground. Like this has taken much time and effort to be very patiently, like this is built into the ground, and the blood was sort of like sitting into the grooves there. So you wash the blood away. You have not washed away the whole ritual, but you have set them back.
Okay, good.
So that helped.
Okay.
But it didn't save the day.
Okay. Really, I thought for 20 gallons of water would just do it, and that's it. We could leave.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Is that what they teach you at
grand
Druid
finale, so it just takes one. It just takes one spell.
Yeah.
Sorry, Storm. What was your initiative?
16.
16. All right, and then Camilla got a 7. Excellent. And let me see. Top of the round is Ada. You are down the hallway. You guys have been following her, so for the sake of this conversation, for the sake of this, we'll say that you really are as far away as you are. You guys have been traveling a while, as stated earlier, so the squares in the hallway are not exact, just so I can get the map going, but we'll call you guys close.
So I can see and interfere with whatever is happening in this room?
You can. You cannot see around these bookshelves.
For sure I can.
You can't see around the corner, obviously, but you can kind of see this like straight space in front of you, and you can probably see like over this way as well. And this is dim light, but I think you have.
I have dark vision. No issues.
You're good.
So I think I'll take my 20 meters of my move up until here. See the giant spider and the elf. And make an extremely vindicated smile. Got you. Finally! It's been a while since I've got the pleasure of incinerating someone. I shall cast spells.
Please do.
Yeah. Let me see. I can't get to them.
Why I
which
invited you on
bothers
the
me.
show.
Yeah, I can't get to them, and it's bothering me. But oh no, I can. I'd like to far step. It's a bonus action to teleport 6 feet and any unoccupied space I can see.
Okay.
And
I mean, as long as you're going within this area, you guys do see on the ceiling, the whole ceiling and some of the walls that you passed are like covered in, it's almost a wallpaper looking thing of just runes everywhere. You get the idea that's probably the sort of magical soundproofing because it's all over the whole ceiling is just carved with these runes. But if you're moving within this area, you can totally do it.
Yeah, I'm going to pop there, just in front of the elf. I will give you one chance to surrender, and that's because I am a benevolent god.
Oh, I do so appreciate that. I've been doing this for so long. I just can't have you interfere with it now, I'm afraid. But, Aman, is it? I like what you've done with the place, she says, sort of like gesturing to Ada's body.
How
Maybe we
do
can
you
discuss this
know?
later.
How do you know?
Well, I've been around quite a while.
It's really always awful to have to kill a fan. I'm going to use my massive giant horns to try and gore her to the ground.
That is
That's
very
2 attacks. Yeah, that is 2 attacks. So what we get? God damn! I lost my features. No, come back. Okay.
I feel that deep in my soul. So while you're looking at that, I just want to say for the record that while I was writing this adventure, I was like, there's a 50-50 shot that Ada's probably going to try and join her, and whatever happens, happens.
No, it's 10. It's plus 10, easy. So got a 19 and a 24.
A 19 and a 24 both hit.
I shall do my damage. Then.
By all means. The professional camaraderie between the two of them.
Oh, yeah. 14 and that's
game recognized game.
Yeah. That is 25 damage, and I think I'm not going to smite here. I'm just going to settle down and get an opportunity attack if I get to it. I got 2 spell slots, and I kind of want to keep them.
That's very fair.
Being a warlock,
hey,
it's pain.
So for those of us just joining, which it looks like Kat just popped in, so we are in the middle of a ancient underground dungeon. One of the characters is currently unconscious, dead, ? In the middle of some sort of pentagram ritual situation that was covered in blood until the blood just got washed away. And now they're trying to fight someone who seems to be in the middle of some sort of necromancy ritual for, stuff. So, also thanks, it's my makeup from yesterday. I just slept in excess. So, yeah, was that the damage from both your attacks or just for one?
No, it was both. One was 10 and the other was 15. If you got DR, now you know how many times you gotta apply that.
Yep, perfect. And then so you just gore into her shoulder with these horns, which is kind of impressive considering how much taller than her you are, because she's like this hunched, tiny, wizened old lady, and you're like this tall, statuesque, like.
Yeah, but those horns have a life of their own. Don't worry.
But it totally works. You said you had a bonus action as well?
No, I've used it for far step, so I'm just going to settle here and wait to opportunity attack if I get to.
Oh, perfect. So she sort of looks at you almost disappointed as she takes this damage in her shoulder, and she's kind of bleeding, and she just goes, "We could have been such friends, I think."
I don't have friends, I have subjects.
Okay.
So all of these guys are kind of color coded for your pleasure. For convenience. So the next up is going to be, I gotta keep track of so many things, is actually, y'all didn't really notice because you were hallucinating nightmares at the time, but coming up behind you are some more friends. So this one, yes.
He's a skeleton.
Who seems to... There is another disembodied hand and a sort of undead zombie situation who's got, like, their whole chest is just the roots of these pumpkins. Just sort of filled in instead of where bones and stuff would be. So this hand right here is going to go next. 20. Oh, just enough to get right over by you. And it is going to make a claw attack at you because it's a hand, and that's literally all it can do. It only has claws. It only is claws.
It only knows violence.
It only knows violence, but it knows it badly because it rolled a nat 1. So,
Okay.
so this hand creeps and claws up behind you and just manages to start scraping at your boots enough that you realize that it's there, but doesn't seem to do any damage to you. That is its whole turn. The next one is going to be this pink one here that is on Baka. Baka, you got your chains undone, so you're no longer restrained, correct? Okay.
Well, we had said that my hands are no longer restrained. I believe you made the distinction, DM, if I understand
that your
correctly,
feet still are.
My feet are still bound. Right.
Okay. As far as mechanically speaking, I'm gonna say you can't move. Like, you don't have a movement speed right now, but because you can still use your hands, you can still, like, you know, duck and dodge and albeit like swat away at things the way you normally would. That is, that one rolled much better. So that is going to be a 22 to hit.
Oh, yes, that hits.
Okay, and excuse me. That is going to be 6 slashing damage as this hand crawls up your neck and starts clawing into the side of your neck with its gross, dirty, bloody fingernails. You've had your shots, right? Good. Excellent. Next up is Storm. You have a disembodied hand directly on you. There is some sort of pumpkin zombie behind you. You can hear your friends kind of yelling down the hallway, but can't quite see them yet. But you are getting far enough away now that the hallucination is starting to wear off, so that's nice. What would you like to do?
Well, I just start with attacking the hand in front of me with a normal attack.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I take out my sword, and then I have to do an attack roll. That's 21 to hit.
21 definitely hits.
So then I have 1d8 of the sword attack and 2d8 radiant attack. So that's 6, 7, 9. 9 hit points.
9. Okay, so like I said, we've got time here. Like, let's be just really indulgent about this. You totally kill this hand. So what does this look like for you? Like, what kind of sword do you have? Like, how does that?
I have a long sword of life stealing. So it's a long sword, but it's still a one-hander, and Stormlish like pulls it out and like steps it right into the hand, pinning it in the ground. And because of the fine energy of the cleric, it starts to glow up for a second as it touches the hand, giving it some radiant damage.
And you see that puff of like little black smoke out of it as the radiant damage hits it, and just it starts to crumble and decay into nothing. Awesome. Anything else?
Yes. I
Not done yet. What?
Get over
I summon my spiritual weapon.
Get
Please
over
do.
here, because you're a cleric and you know how to turn on that, and we have a really big one in house. Like, really, really large. Not lots of turning.
I cannot see them.
That's true. It's not in measure of Ammon to ask for help, so...
As soon as I see them, I also have my channel divinity, so
Yeah.
okay, but I don't see them yet. I see the pumpkin thing behind me, which I thought was not on that. At least it wasn't last time.
This looks like sort of a different thing than what you were fighting above ground. Similar vibe. It's definitely bones and bits and pumpkin things. but it does not look like it has congealed itself into the same creature. And you, being a cleric, sort of do inherently just know this is an undead.
Okay.
It just comes with a radar, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you're level 15. You've been doing this for long enough, you can just smell it. So,
Okay.
what did you say you were doing? I totally lost it.
First I do my, because I think also the other one is a normal action. My turn on that, / destroy on that. Where is it? It's somewhere here, but yeah, as an
While
action.
she is
So I
looking,
already
I
did
just
my
want to
action.
shout out
Okay.
that we did a charity stream last night, which went very well, and thank you to everybody who showed up, benefiting Save the Next Girl, which is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to raising awareness and giving support to victims of sexual abuse and abduction. It started by the family of a woman who was abducted and murdered from Virginia Tech campus back in 2009, which is Allie's hometown. So she's the one who picked this charity, and we just could not agree more. So thank you to everybody who's already donated. The link is still going to be live until tomorrow. I've put it in the chat here. If you have even a couple extra bucks, any little bit helps, because people in this situation really need all the help they can get. So that's my plug for this charity. Link is in the chat for while this is going. So thanks, y'all, and thank you to everybody who's already donated. That was incredible last night, by the way. So that aside, Elena, did you find it?
Yeah, it's an action. So definitely not happening this turn. But I do summon my spiritual weapon next to this dude here. The pumpkin dude behind me. So the big moon flares up again. Full moon. And I cast it on level 4.
I should have gotten you a moon token, and I didn't think about it. So what I'm going to do instead is we're going to give you a big harvest moon here, a big orange
Nice.
boy. And you should be able to... There we go. You should be able to move that now, hopefully.
Okay, thank you. I rolled
So just pretend it's like a big orange harvest moon.
Yes. I rolled 15 to hit.
All right, and I assume you're going after the zombie boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll just put it right there then. Go ahead. 15 hits. Yes.
So that's 14. There's 19.
Ooh, nice.
I think
19 force damage. You
Yes.
basically, with your moon, like, bludgeon this thing, and it, like, smashes almost in half. Like, one of the shoulder blades is, like, completely off. Like, it's missing half a leg now. The chest is caved in. It doesn't seem to care that it's taken that much damage, but it is literally on its last leg. Because it only has one.
As my movement, I move more towards Camilla. I don't know how much I can move. I have 30 feet.
So just go ahead and treat all of these squares like they're 5-foot squares. Like,
So probably move more towards here then.
yeah.
So I can oversee what the fuck is happening.
Sure. Yeah, I'm calling this artistic license. It's my map. I do what I want with it. So you're in the battle now.
Yes.
It's never fun when your DM is like, it's gonna take you 3 turns to get there. That's not fun. So you're here. We don't care. You're here now. You did it.
Yes.
All right. So that's the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right. So the zombie that you beat the absolute hell out of is next. And he is very slow because he's a zombie, so he gets to here. And he's actually going to come up, like, I think between you two like this. And he's sort of like, with the one arm that he has left, is sort of like reaching out to get to Storm, but doesn't quite make it to you because he dashes as his action to get to you. Next up is the limb spider, and the limb spider is going to pitter patter his little hands across the floor to Camilla, because Camilla is the one who was initially there and was the one that he was sicked on, and he's a good boy and he listens to his mommy.
Oh no!
So anyway, he is going to make a couple attacks against you.
It's not going to be great, y'all. I am still not really high on hit points.
So the first one is a 25 to hit. And that is, bear with me here, 5 bludgeoning damage. And then, so this is a writhing mass of cut limbs and body parts and pieces that really should not be amalgamated together. That sort of has shaped itself vaguely into a spider, but it's bits of human and dwarf and tiefling and elf and just pieces. It's great. It's lovely. It's wonderful. So it sort of almost like writhes on top and around you, and is trying to like surround you and like grab you with all of its arms and hands and fingers. So the next attack, it's fine. It's great. The next attack is going to be a 16 to hit.
Yeah.
And that...
Don't like it. Not aesthetic.
It's not aesthetic.
It's aesthetic. It is.
It's unaesthetic. Yeah.
Is going to be 8 necrotic damage, and I need you to give me a strength saving throw.
Oh, great. Good. I'm real strong. Okay, cool. I got a -1 to that, so let's see. Oh, and I rolled a 2, so...
Excellent. You are restrained as all of these hands are grasping at you and find purchase and are now holding you. It's like a really big cold hug.
Don't love it. Don't love
as
it.
all of these arms are just like death grip onto you and you cannot move.
I can't move, but I can still cast, right? When I'm restrained.
You are restrained. That's the condition, restrained. And if you go on D&D Beyond, you can give that condition to yourself and it will tell you
I think it's just
what it entails.
movement.
Yeah. I can never remember the difference between restrained and grappled and blah, blah, blah. So if you could just handle that for me, that would be great. Perfect. So, and you can feel the really just dirty, bloody claws and fingernails like gripping in and sort of like ripping through your flesh, and you're not having a good time right now. So that is the limb spider's turn, and then the next turn is another friend appears. New friends. So from this room, which none of you know what's in here, but Baka is very aware of this room, comes shambling out another zombie, and this one is like frostbite on it, and it's like shriveled and covered in frost. And this one has tiefling horns, and it is going to shamble its way over. Let's see. Yeah, sure. So it's gonna come this way, and it's sort of like dragging itself over to where y'all are, and that is going to be its whole turn for the moment because it can't quite get to you. And then next up is going to be Baka. You are your legs are tied down, your hands are free. You have 2 undead hands clawing to try and rip your throat out, and you don't know what's going on with your friends, but you can hear yelling and shouting in the background. What would you like to do?
Understood. One question, DM. Do I see that how heavy is that door? Is it like a wood door, stone door?
The door to the butchery?
To the butchery, yeah.
That is a wooden door. It's pretty heavy, but it's also pretty old.
Got it. Okay. Tucking that in the archives for later. Right now, Baka would like to GTFO. So Baka will go ahead and cast. We're going to cast. Let's see. Yes, let's do Magic Missile. Let's upcast that at 2nd level. And that way, now we'll be able to cast 4 darts. At base level, it's 3 darts. 1 more level above, I can cast 4 darts. We're going to throw 2 at one and 2 at the other, and Magic Missile never misses, which I love. So,
Of these hands, that's what you're shooting at?
that's correct. So,
Perfect. It's really nice that it never misses, too, because if you were to miss, you would hit yourself.
right. Not great, you know? So, I have rolled a 4, a 2, a 1, and a 3. So why don't I go ahead and put the 1 and the 3, total of 4 damage on 1, total of 6 damage on the second one, please.
Okay, perfect. You completely destroy these things.
Okay.
Oh, whoops! I'm clicking the wrong.
And
thing.
the way that
You still
looks,
destroy them,
yes,
Yeah.
and the way
Oh.
that looks is that Baka is still struggling with the shackles or the chains around their feet, and they're saying, "Can't get free, can't get free!" Ah! And she'll do kind of like a little war cry and just shing, shing, and you'll see like these magical darts of red and black just shoot out and sparkle and like crackle around these hands and just totally explode them. And so the little bits go flying, and at least they're off of them for now. As
I actually forgot to add one of these guys to the map. That is my bad.
Great.
But it's not on you. It's over on the other table. I just realized as I was going down the list, I was like, I know how to count. But yes, I love this sparkle.
Got it. And then now, is there any I don't know, I say strength check, knowing full well most strength checks for Raka is at a -1. But is there any strength check to try to wriggle out from beneath these chains at all, or am I really trussed up?
That would not be a strength check. It would be trying to pick the lock.
Ah, okay.
Which,
Point
with the level of these locks, this would probably not be a bonus action. This would probably be like a full action to do it. These are pretty good high level locks.
And at that, if I had my thieves' tools on me, which it's quite probable that I do not, if the rest of my belongings are in that other pile, in the other room. So
now that you can look up and see around you, you do see that it's almost like a keep pile is like on this sort of like chair situation, sort of next to you. And the like refuse pile of was over here where the limb spider was.
We don't talk about the refuse pile.
Right. Okay. So really can't move anywhere right now. And I don't have a cantrip that happens to be a bonus action. So yeah, I guess that's my turn for now. That is an action, that spell. So.
Sure. And I will give you see in front of you the body of your friend just laying on the ground, which is now also like there's like water. She's kind of like this on the ground, and the water's like this up on her. From where Camilla has like splashed this entirely away, and now there's like water and blood sort of all over the place. It's great. It's perfect. So that's where you are. Is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn. Thank you.
Perfect. The hands are dead. Camilla.
I have a quick question. Do you allow 2 spells in one turn? Like with the bonus action spell and a regular spell?
I mean, technically you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to only have 1 leveled spell.
Okay.
I don't care though.
Some people allow it, some people don't. It's up to you.
I think if you have a bonus action spell and a regular spell, you should be able to use them together, because what else is the point of a spell that can be done as a bonus action?
Dashing?
Yeah, up to you. But yeah, so it's cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if one is an action and one's a bonus action,
Yeah.
live your life.
For my action, I am going to 5th level cast Summon Fey Spirit. And it's going to be summoned right sort of next to me, right here between, whoops, I need this button, right here between these two nasty creatures.
Sure.
And it gets to take its turn immediately after me. I'm going to summon a, I believe it's called a Merciful Spirit. Let me see.
I'm gonna give you a little pink fairy for that.
Perfect. Okay, so yeah, it's gonna be a Mirthful Spirit. So they'll go right after me. It's there. It's an hour concentration, and I have it.
You
stop
should be able
walking.
to move this now. Your little
Lovely.
fairy.
Boink. So this little like Fey Spirit appears, like holding like a spear and being like, "Wow, okay, let's go." And then, so that's there. My bonus action, I am going to. I have this ready. I'm going to go ahead and cast Torn. Do I want to be selfish or help my friends? Carmilla's a help her friends type of person. So I'm going to go ahead and cast Sanctuary on Baka. Thank you. To give them a minute to like get themselves situated, and I don't know if they're like super injured or what after being here for a while. So yeah, anything that tries to attack Baka has to take a wisdom saving throw in order to do so, basically.
That's very sweet.
So, oh wait, is Sanctuary concentration? No, it's not. Okay, good. It's not. Okay. So then my Fey Spirit is going to go. They get 2 attacks, so they're going to go ahead and attack the thing that's restraining me twice, and that is a. Go back to Fey Spirit. Get in there. So many things open. Summon Fey. There we go. Attack. Multi-attack. What's the number? So 2 attacks with their little short sword. Dink. Your spell attack modifier to hit, which is a +3 to hit. So I'll take the 2 attacks first. Oh shit, that's a 9 and a 17.
Sure. And just so I'm clear, you're doing this against
The one that's restraining me.
Yes.
Got a little short sword, and it's just like.
Probably smart.
So I assume a 9 doesn't hit, but does a 17.
A 9 does not.
That's okay. So it does 1d6 plus 1d6 plus my spells level, and I cast it at 5, so... Oh, that's pretty good. I rolled a 5 and a 6, so 11 plus 15 points of damage from my little Fey Spirit.
Nice.
That's my turn.
What kind of damage does the face
Oh,
do?
so it's weird. It's like 3 different types of damage. So it takes... it was a 9 points of piercing and 5 points of force.
Is this regular piercing damage? Or magical?
Well, it's a magical creature, but it just says piercing, so probably just regular piercing.
Okay, so we'll just do it that way. That part doesn't do as much as you might think, or maybe you would, because, you know, this is probably a very super undead thing. So you're very sort of, like, slashing at it. You're trying to, like, it's, like, crawling up on, and you're very small. So this thing is about the same size as you, and it's just grabbing all over you, and you're trying to like hit your sword and slash it away, and you're like cutting off fingers and bits of ears and like kind of breaking bones, and it just doesn't seem to care. Like you just don't seem to be making any headway, but your fairy is helping you, so it seems like that's doing some damage at least.
Did the force damage feel like it was good, better?
Yes, the force damage seems to work just fine. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, it is finally, yes. It was a
Okay,
lot.
perfect. So next is Griselda Sage, who is going to look at Amon, Ada, and just sort of sigh. And that's where we're going to take our second break. So we're going to have another...
Aren't you sigh at your legion?
Don't sigh at me.
There you.
She's
After
not
this, we get a
angry,
deep
she's
decay.
just disappointed. So we're going to be back in 5 minutes, so sit tight, y'all. All right. And we're back.
Yeah.
For
For more murder.
Welcome back, everyone. We are in the middle of a deep, dark necromancer ? Dungeon. There's rituals happening. There's undead happening. There's other things happening. And what's happening right now is Mayor Griselda Sage is looking at Amon/Ada with pity. We could have been such good friends. And she is going to look past you directly at Storm, who's right by you, and sort of point her finger right past you at Storm, and she is going to cast a spell. So I would like Storm to
An
please
entire
make
spell.
one whole spell, yes, a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
He's gonna fail again.
Mhm.
11?
That is not the noise of a success.
That is not the noise of a success. So you see, she points her finger out, and this stream of black comes spilling out of her finger right towards Storm, and Storm is going to take freaking math. Okay, hold on.
How do you get annoyed at your own? That was a lot of dice. That was too many.
32 points of necrotic damage
Oh,
as Finger of Death just straight towards your
32,
friend.
but I have resistance to, or yes, resistance, so that's half.
Yeah.
You
So
have
then it's 16.
resistance to necrotic damage?
Yes, I have a life wall tattoo.
Ooh, fancy.
nice.
So you see some of this, like, some of it seeps into your skin, but the part where your tattoo is sort of like buffers it off, and it almost like evaporates off of that area.
I
So you
have a
take less
full
damage than what you
sleeve
expect.
of a Twilight Galaxy going on.
Nice. She's not even looking at you. She's just making eye contact with Amon the whole time she does this.
Amon just snarls.
And she is also going to make a melee attack against Ada.
So many actions.
Both of those things. It's not too many. It's exactly as many as
No,
I
I'm
want to
joking.
have.
It's like so many actions.
Oh, yeah. That is going to be a... I don't know. It's like 28 to hit, maybe?
I mean, yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it.
Grab some more dice. Hold on. Alright. And that is going to be... Oh, I rolled low. You're okay. So that is 13 poison damage, and I need you
You're
to make
frosty.
con saving throw.
18.
So she reaches out instead of putting this hand down as she points past you, she just very casually takes that same hand and sort of like drags it across your chest, just very lightly. Like she's not like hitting you or anything, but as she does, she like drags across, and that same like black starts like spreading across your chest, and you feel it start to seep into your skin and make your heart pound faster, but you get control of yourself and you are not poisoned, but you do take the damage.
Well, I will lead the roleplay for my turn, but no, it's very angry.
That's very fair. So I believe that is going to be the end of her turn, which means that
I almost heard that in Amon's voice. That is going to be the end of her life. Yes.
Yeah.
No, just luck would have it that Ada is up next. So what would you like to do?
You dare put your hands on a god. You've made many mistakes today, but this is going to be the last. Let's up the Eldritch level here, because Ada's Orn just kind of like move on their own at this point. They kind of like flare up, and I'm going to use it as like how I do my 2 attacks for this turn. Just like cursing at them.
I love that. Do it.
So a 25 should hit.
25 does hit.
What about 16?
Sorry, one moment. A 16 also hits.
Yeah, alright. I have 2 spell slots left.
An old lady.
I am smiting an old lady twice.
You wouldn't beat up an old lady, would you?
I will fucking crush this old lady. I will ruin the old lady.
Hell yeah!
I will ruin this old lady. Actually, let me remind myself of the thing. It's 8. We'll don't want to roll the wrong dice, right? Alright, so 12.
I love the sound of too many dice rolling.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is a delicious sound.
So the first attack, counting the smite, is 25.
Nice.
The second, I'm going to roll now. I have to reroll a d8 because I only have 4.
Very fair.
Second is 27. And well, that one doesn't count. It went down the table. Oh, that's an 8. Nice.
What kind of damage is this?
This is like the orns are force, and everything else is radiant. 27. 35. This is 50 damage coming at you.
Nice. So what is it? What does this look like? Like how is this?
It's essentially the orns just flare up, stab at her, and then they gorge up as all this fire is like pumped into her.
So you see, and she has this sort of shocked, indignant look on her face as you gore her with these horns, and you can see the fire, like, because she's very old and her skin's kind of thin at this point. The like blue flames sort of like glow underneath her skin as you like just narrowly miss her heart, and it sort of like sparks in her eyes a bit, and she is now pretty mad at you, I would say.
I still have a bonus action, by the way.
Please.
Just in case I can do something with it. You know what? I will use my bonus action to cast the spell that I never remember how to pronounce. My boyfriend taught
Prestidigitation?
me. No, it's the one where you make your staff into a magic weapon.
Shillelagh.
Shillelagh, yeah. Thanks.
Yes.
It's an Irish word.
I blame the
yeah.
Irish.
A lot of people have done that, and it's not a good thing. Yeah. No,
Relax.
not a good aesthetic. All right, I'm going to Shillelagh just in case. I think my Orn attack is going away very soon, so.
Absolutely. So, at the end of your turn, she is going to use one of her legendary actions to cast Poison Spray at you. So I need you to make me a con save, please.
Sure. Ooh, that's good to roll 19s.
Yes. Ah.
Okay. So this, her hand is still on you as you go. Oh, hey, thanks for the raid. As you bore through her chest, and rather than letting go, she sort of clenches her hand around your shoulder, and you see she sends this streak of just noxious poison towards you, and it just doesn't seem to do anything. You keep your composure. You're almost so angry that you're just willing it not to enter your body, and she just.
We will
you
burn.
Are quite uncooperative.
And it will be beautiful.
Hey Raiders, so if you're just joining us, we are in a necromancer's lair, and one of the party is dead on the floor, and everybody else is trying to not be that as they deal with the necromancer, who, hey, now that you guys are in this room, just for free, all of the casters, if you want to give me an Arcana check.
Sure. Oh, no.
Okay.
No, I rolled a no. No, wait a second. I have plus 15. I rolled a 17.
I rolled a 3.
Wow.
No, I have 14. I rolled a 16.
Okay, 17 on the die, plus 3. Dirty 20.
All right. So the two people who rolled low don't know anything, but now that you guys are in this room a little bit more, you can see it a little bit better. You can see that the very specific setup for this room is very much around necromantic rituals. So you get the idea that this has been used as a chamber really just for some life-prolonging magic at the expense of some other people's lives, but hey, gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelet. But now the setup in here and some of the things you see on the tables, Amelia, your Ada specifically, is really the only one that clocks this, but this looks like it is the end stage of a ritual to become a lich.
Ooh.
Ay, 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 ay.
Ooh.
So she has been working on this for a very, very long time, and she's not going to let you stop her now. So that's just for free since you've been in the room.
That's just how it is sometimes. Sometimes plucky adventurers just come into your room and start messing up your stuff.
Wow, the fade out to this one shot is starting to go very differently in my mind now that you've given us that information.
So that is her legendary action at the end of Ada's turn. Next up is going to be this last one that's so sorry I forgot to put it on here beforehand. That was totally my bad. Off this table, and it is going to hop, use its fingers to sort of leap from one table to the table that Baka is on, and it is going to try and strangle her.
Wisdom saving throw. Sanctuary.
Good remembering, because I did not.
Thank you for that.
I'm sure. Oh shoot! I just threw that
fail.
right on the ground.
It's dead.
Fell off the table.
I'm sure these hands that literally have no brains are very wise. Yeah, so that's going to be a 6. That probably passed, right? I'm sure that passed.
But they can still attack somebody else. They just can't attack Becca.
Okay.
Yay!
You half their movement. So they try and attack Baka and like just it's just not working. And rather than trying to attack anybody else, they're doing what they were kind of told to do, and they're just trying to get at her.
Nice.
So that is going to be their turn, is just struggling against this spell. Next up is Storm. You got hit by some really fun necromantic magic, and you're having a great time. And your friends are also having a great time. What would you like to do?
Okay. First, I'll start using my bonus action, and I cast Divine Word. So I utter a Divine Word, and imbued with the power that shaped the world at the dawn of creation. Choose any number of creatures, so that's basically any enemy in my range, which is everyone I can see, I think. Yes. 30 feet, but I think that's still everyone. And each creature that can hear you must make a charisma saving throw.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go down the list here. The zombie that's next to you. Oh, shock and awe, they don't have high charisma. The zombie that's next to you rolls a 7. Where is the creature that's made entirely out of limbs rolls a 2. The other zombie that is the green one rolls a 14.
Does not pass.
The little hand rolls a 14 as well. And Miss Mayer rolls very low, but is going to decide to succeed with a legendary resistance.
Okay.
Legendary actions.
So
What a drug.
I did send you
got it.
the results of what is happening to them. I don't know if there are still high hit point creatures left, because it depends on their hit points what happens to them. Any under 20 hit points is killed instantly.
So good.
Nice. So it looks like you actually get all of them except the tiefling zombie are just obliterated.
Yes.
Okay, what is his points of the tiefling zombie?
Well, you wouldn't know that, but
Okay,
I'll give it to
sorry.
you anyway. He actually has 22 hit points.
Okay, so
he's
they're
just above-
blinded,
he's just
deafened,
above.
and stunned right now.
That's amazing.
I mean, I think
love
undead are like immune to at least one of those.
Could be, but
No, they're immune
Oh.
to,
Literally everything else.
they're just immune to being poisoned.
Frightened
Well,
too,
it
I
depends
think.
on what type of undead, but these are zombies. These are run-of-the-mill. The hand monstrosity thing, monstrosity is a type of monster. The giant spider thing made out of way too many limbs, chopped up from body parts, it is dead anyway, because you guys had done some pretty good damage to it before. So yeah, the only thing left is this one zombie here, the zombie tiefling.
What a move. That was so good.
they're blinded.
That was
High level clerics.
Fantastic.
High level
Love it.
clerics.
And then, as my normal action, because that was my bonus action, I will
Wild.
use Channel Divinity. So Storm will flip out their amulet, which is like a fire with a moon above, and a sphere of twilight emanates around them for 30 feet. And any creature in there that ends their turn in my sphere can get benefits from me if I want them to.
So what do we get?
Right.
Probably temporary hit points.
What's the radius on your
So
sphere?
30 feet.
So it's all of us.
It's everyone. Yes. Even Baka.
So,
Love
I wish I could make it so that everybody could see, but at least you can see your aura now. So, yeah, everybody is in it at the moment, including Baka.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so it's either temporary hit points or ending a charmed or a frightened state. So
I
that
take
you
the 8
guys know.
points.
And with
Yeah.
that, I end my turn, so I get my temporary hit points. So it's 1d6 plus 15.
That is a lot.
So that's 16 in my case, because I rolled really shit.
That's still amazing, though. Dang.
Look, I think the roll part is not. It's not the important part of
Yeah.
that number.
Okay, it's the rest of the badassery.
Yeah.
For free.
And how many temporary hit points do the rest of us have?
It's only on the end of your turn.
Ah,
So if
okay.
you're in here at the end of your turn.
Okay, understood.
Word. We love a high-level cleric in this
It's
house.
amazing.
Just broken
Somewhere,
glasses.
Cherry Cordial is just like, hey!
All right, is that your whole turn?
Yes.
Perfect. Next up is the only zombie left who doesn't seem to care that his friends are gone. And he is... Yeah, I think he's going to try and claw at you because you're the one doing massive amounts of damage. So
These
he
zombies.
is going to take his whole body and just try and slam himself against you. So let's see how that goes. That is going to be an 18 to hit. Elena, does an 18 hit you? Oh, where did you go?
Yes, my camera battery was dying. 18 just hits.
Ugh.
Okay, well,
Ooh.
you only take 3 bludgeoning damage because I rolled pretty low.
I can take them.
As this thing just like tries to slam itself against you, but it doesn't really have muscles, so it doesn't have a whole lot to work with there. But it's trying its best. So now you have a zombie kind of on top of you, just like with its gross, fetid. It's not breath; it's just sort of like air around it is rotting and
Love it.
disgusting. It's right in your face. You feel like this is probably the missing tiefling that you were trying to find.
Oh,
Poor guy.
the dude. Aw.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Truth.
So they didn't go off and get married. That's
sad. I could have lived without knowing, you know, Jenna. I didn't consent to knowing that.
Yep, too bad I get to make all the rules here.
Yeah.
Next up is Baka.
Okay, so now that all of these baddies in Baka's immediate vicinity are finally dead, they are still struggling with the chains, and they've had enough of the chains. So they're going to do 2 things: cast 2 spells, and I know that our gracious DM is allowing us to cast more than 1 spell. However, to completely dispel those rules as written, folks out there in the audience, we're going to cast a cantrip and a first level spell. Sorry, 2nd level, I think it is. Yes. So we're going to cast Misty Step first, which is a bonus action. We will go ahead and GTFO out of that situation so that now they have freedom of movement. We're going to come to this area right here. Now, DM, to my understanding, you had said that
That's where your stuff is. Mhm.
Yeah, so they're gonna go straight for their belongings. And finding let's see. I think finding one of their let's see.
So, ruffling
Yeah.
through all the stuff on the couch, trying to find all your stuff and putting your stuff back on and casting a spell is probably like a full turn.
Right.
Because it's
Yeah, I was
it's
thinking
not just
of
like
actually
neatly
grabbing
folded
only
blade.
one weapon for now. I don't know if that still applies. If so, that's fine. But
I'll
I
let
was
you
going
have,
to.
if you're just grabbing one thing, I'll let you have it.
All right, fair. So,
But if you're trying to put your cloak back on and get all your
No.
stuff, that's like a full
Mm-mm.
action to
of course,
and even
no,
then,
I think-
even then, your cloak is off, disheveled, and you're shoving things in the wrong pocket. And
right.
Have you ever
no,
tried
I
getting dressed in 6 seconds? Not real.
Right. No, I think Baka is, it's fair to say that Baka is aware of the urgency of the situation. All of that would take too long. They are going for one of their short swords. And so just grabbing that and completing one more movement here, because that's not even full movement for them. That's fine. And taking a swipe at said zombie. Now, they've got advantage at least 2 different ways on this thing. So, because as a kobold, they have pack tactics. So basically, they've got that advantage as long as others of their party are around the enemy. And
you're flanking.
Yes, exactly. I mean, and plus flanking. So, highest roll on the die is 11 plus 9. That's a dirty 20 to hit.
That will hit your zombie.
Excellent. Plus, as a rogue, since they've got advantage on this roll, they've got to. Let's see how much that is.
Roll those D6s.
Woo! We're rolling on
It's actually
8.
untouched. So
We are rolling on 8 D6s, y'all.
Go on.
8. So
Wild.
G, and what is the? Yeah, and that's a D6 as a base for G. I mean, I'm running out of D6s. So here we go.
the
ASMR
best
time.
problem to have, honestly.
Woo! This is a fun time. Fun time here. So we've got 5, 10. Let's go for another 10.
This is when being a rogue is choice.
You've got another 10. And then 12. So that's 30 plus 12. 42.
42.
With
the
gosh,
short
plus
sword
4 for the short sword. So that is 46
46
points of damage. Slashing.
Excellent.
Yep.
So you
Or piercing.
sort of pierce through the knotted, rooted ribcage, thoracic cavity situation of this truth marshal zombie, and shove the sword up and sort of crack through the ribcage, and all of the roots and plant matter and everything sort of binding it together just spill out, and it starts falling apart. And as you do that, you see that sort of little puff of necromantic magic keeping this thing together sort of just evaporate off of the zombie body. And as it collapsed to the ground, you see the face on Truth Marshall's body just seems a little bit more at peace now.
Got it. And where you may have seen a meek version of Baka to start with, by now they are all gnashing teeth and and just shove that sword right in the ribcage. Yes.
This vindicates all the rogues that couldn't get sneak attacks on undead until 4th edition.
Yes.
So, Camilla, it is your turn. You just saw your friend totally
Baka
obliterate
still
most
got
of the undead,
ten.
and then Baka just came out of nowhere and slit the last one in half. So it is y'all, a bunch of bodies, and Griselda Sage.
I mean, to be fair, I think Baga still has a bunch of movement.
Yeah,
I
Bacchus
do-
gets the temp hit points.
Oh,
Nice.
yes. And how many temp hit points, please?
1d6 plus 15.
Okay. so would you like to go by the? Is it I get to roll that, or do you?
Go ahead and roll it, Baka. Go ahead and roll it.
Yeah.
Everybody
Right?
can roll their own friend.
Okay, so that is a 2 plus 15, correct?
Mhm.
Okay, total
That's incredible.
17
temporary
hit
hit points.
Merry
And
Christmas, Happy Halloween.
Yes, and I think because that movement, I mean, Baka still has at least 10 feet of movement. I think they will go ahead and duck under this table underneath. I know I'm showing above, but I would duck underneath that middle table there.
Yeah, absolutely. So cool. Sorry, forgot about your movement. So now it is Storm's turn. I'm only
Carmilla.
running 17
Carmilla.
themes at once.
Carmilla's
Yes.
turn,
Doing
right?
great, DM.
Look.
You're doing great.
Don't you sass me. Rocks fall on all of you and you die. Yes, it's Camilla's turn.
Okay, I'm going to move here, and I'm gonna try something big.
I think you should.
This could be fight ending, but I'm gonna go for it.
Let's go.
Given-
As long as fight ending in our favor, because the other version,
let's
not big on it.
I pull a
Not
bunch
big
of
on
like
it.
dried flowers and leaves out of my pocket and sort of like blow them towards this like old wretched elf, and I say, "You don't think you can outsmart us, do you?" And I take off my glasses, and I
snap!
feeble mind.
Ooh.
Okay, what do I need to do?
You need to roll a 16 intelligence saving throw. Box of Doom.
Do you have?
Yeah,
Yeah, legendary resistance left is the question.
Oh,
So, here's the thing.
Okay.
This is a very high-level caster who has been around a very long time, but as you know from her trying to do this ritual right now, she has not yet achieved lichdom.
Mhm.
So she's not full, like you are not fighting a full power lich. So she does not have all of the bells and whistles that you would expect from a full blood lich. So she, let me see here. She got an 8.
Well,
Wait for the
So-
legendary resistance to not happen.
she already used it this round.
She already used it.
Your intelligence
Oh.
and charisma become one. You cannot cast spells, activate magic items, understand language, or communicate in any intelligible way. And you also take 46 of psychic damage.
Why not?
Well, go ahead and roll your psychic damage. As you see this old woman sort of like, she doesn't collapse over, but she collapses sort of like almost sitting Indian style, hunched over on the ground, and she really starts to look much more her age. Like you can see all the wrinkles start to like really show now that she's not holding herself with the posture, right? You can really see like this is a very, very old woman, and she's just kind of looking around with the old lady. Like, I think in this case, it's almost more of a dementia situation for her, where just the years and years of using necromantic magic to falsely prolong her life have now all of a sudden caught up with her, and she's just in a fog. So what's the damage?
I rolled 4 ones, so it's only 4 damage, but it was really only
I'll take it.
to do the effects.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Point counts. Every point. Yes.
It's fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, oh my.
Feeble Mind is so killer if it works.
Kind of a strong spell,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
So, yeah, and she didn't have the full, 3 legendary, she just
yeah.
doesn't have all that. She's not there yet. That's what the ritual is for. So I'm gonna go ahead and say we're out of initiative at this moment, and just
Can I?
let's RP this here for tell me what you do.
I think we should still have an order for this, otherwise we kind of we don't know really.
Sure, if you want to still go in order. Camilla, did you have anything else you wanted to handle?
Yeah, I think that if I see her sort of sit down, and I know if the spell took hold that she can't really effectively do anything to hurt us anymore. So I sort of move over there and almost stand, because she's sitting and I'm standing, I'm a halfling, I put my hand on her shoulder, probably right here. And I say, friends, I think we're done here. I think we should be sure to collapse this place. And I will be casting Mass Healing Word, but if you want to do it in actual order, I can't do it this turn.
Yeah, that's not a problem. You guys are not in danger at the moment, so it's not a big deal.
Mostly for Mitzi. Is Mitzi alive?
Yeah, I'm going to check on her.
Yeah. So that's all I'll
you
do
go
for
over
now.
there. Mitzi is not. You see that all the blood that was filling up the ritual rune circle there was her blood. She is gone. She is staring lifelessly at you from the floor in a pool of water and her own blood. You did not get to her in time.
But I might be able to cast resurrection on her, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have it prepped, but
We can get the
Resurrection
book.
being the one that's within 10 days.
within a century.
Wow.
Easy.
Yeah, it's definitely been a century.
Yeah.
Definitely, you guys have been down here for 100 years. No, so yes, you being a high-level cleric have ways and means of bringing your friend back.
We
with you
need
so
a big
much, but at the
diamond.
moment-
Yeah, but Storm will protect her because her body is still intact. Yeah. They will take her to.
Okay, perfect. So while you're down here, you have a moment. You sort of look around. You see the spell books. You see the ritual books. You can take your time looking through. You find basically the recipe for lichdom is down here. All of the ingredients sort of slowly built up over time to do this. This has been a very long time in the making. You see through that other door there is a very cold, dark room that is full of bodies. You find some of the other missing people in there. That's where Baka had been taken to earlier. And Stella gets the idea that this cold, this dark, that fleeting sense that she almost got for just a second when she was trying to scry. This is probably what she was seeing before the spell failed.
And seeing that that combat is over, Baka would peek out from under the table. Oh, it's over! It's over! Finally! Ada! And I think they've traveled together long enough, I think, to be used to the scary countenance that Ada has, and they wouldn't be afraid at all. They would just be so happy to see their friend, and so Ada friend, and then hugs the leg, and then
All right.
oh, there's blood. Oh, shiny things, good things to use. Yeah. And she would kind of tug your hand
All right.
or hoof and let you and point out all the blood that she had seen in the room. They had come across blood of different creatures, and knowing that Ada really appreciates blood magic, they would more than likely point out the fact that I think it was celestial blood.
Ooh. No, you're speaking my language now.
Yeah.
So,
where's
so
the
Baka
All right,
points out
I need.
Baka points out a number of goodies to you, and you have the time to go through and collect whatever you want. There are tons of very expensive.
I need a
hard
second
to
in my
find.
brain before I can answer to Baka. I have a small conversation with Amon real quick in my brain. I think you would agree that this is satisfying for you, my liege. Please.
Are you talking to me, or
Yes.
are you being yourself?
No, I will
Okay.
let you. I will let you handle Amon.
Okay. Well, I suppose now that there's nothing left to do, this does bore me, but I will say I'm interested in some of the things that may be down here. I'll
will
let
make
you
sure.
sort out the petty work of collecting.
What about the fate of your enemy here?
Enemy, please. Do what you want with the riffraff. It's of no concern of mine.
Well, I will see you in the morning then. I will clap my mental ends and use my my siphon power class feature to banish Amon from myself for the rest of the day. Gives me back my spell slots, but I lose all my subclass features. So I can't fly
There you
anymore,
are.
I can't gore anymore, all those things. Not anymore. So
So
Ada
Ada
just
goes
like
back to
shakes her head and turns white-haired again. And looks way less scary. Oh, Baka.
I love this. I love this already. So yeah, you guys go through. You find a ton of very expensive, fancy, hard to get, usually used for more hardcore necromantic magic sort of stuff. But you find a lot of ingredients and things like that. And Baka does hand you. There are different vials of different types of blood. The one that is sort of half full, not quite full enough for what was needed, is the one that is labeled dragonoid blood, which is why Baka was kind of on the chopping block there.
I know,
So
I know
yeah,
a
you can
place.
just rate this place.
Yeah, I know a place where I can sell this for a decent price. I think enough to afford a diamond big enough for, you know.
Ada, this one. This one no sell.
All right, sure.
And
You can have it then.
the puppy dog eyes, like
Yeah. Well, you can have it then. You had another day.
I think at a certain point, Carmilla's gonna cast Flaming Sphere, also, and start like burning anything that has to do with like lichdom, instructions, these books, anything that seems like evil. Like she doesn't care; she'll let her friends take the expensive weapons and like whatever, but like start moving this ball of fire around, and just basically at this point, she's like over it and like, we're gonna leave here now.
Yeah, just to make
What you
sure.
need.
And
Just
What
to
are
make
we
sure.
actually going to do with her?
Don't worry, I got that covered. I'm just going to walk up to her, rise my staff of power, and just pop her skull. Yeah.
batty lady.
I will absolutely let that happen. So we kind of fade out as you walk back up the hallway towards the stairs, fire behind you as she is on the ground amongst her own ritual in her own dungeon as this sort of happens back to her. And as you guys head towards the stairs, the statue seems like it is just a statue now. It's just frozen in place normal. And you pass a number of, it seems like from that cave area, which Baka knows is comes from under the pumpkin patch, because she was over there. There are a number of just strewn about parts and bodies and pumpkin pieces where it looks like a tiny army of those pumpkin creatures had been trying to make their way towards you, and as the magic, like, when she went down, these things just kind of fell apart. So you're sort of like stepping over them on your way out from where they would have surrounded you. And you make your way up the stairs.
Before we go up the stairs, everyone, do we really want to go up there and explain?
No.
Yeah, I was really thinking that. No, why would you tell them, sorry, your son died, your daughter too, they were zombies, I had to pop open their heads again.
Also, the
Come
major
on.
you probably loved very dearly
Yeah.
was the one, killing
Yeah.
everyone to become this powerful undead witch.
You know, I think it's better for everyone if we just disappear out of this story real quick.
they deserve to know what happened to their children.
All right, we're putting it on a vote. Who wants to just leave?
You can just leave. I'm gonna stay and tell this town what happened.
All right, everyone, all dance with Auntie Ada.
We'll meet, at the crossroad where we thought before we got here. Remember, Ada? Then I will join Camilla with telling her.
Baka goes over to Carmilla, and they have their little friend, which I mean, it's still not 8 hours yet, so the little friend is still on their shoulder, and so Baka comes over to Carmilla and says, "Maybe leave note."
Why are you in such a rush? Look, we come across each other every few months, and I'm happy for it to be that way. I will say nothing of where you're going or what you've done here. But I'm going to stay and explain to this town what happened. They deserve to know.
All right, so you and Storm are going.
Yeah, I'll join him.
All right, I'll just offer my end to Baka. All right, we have some blood to sell and a diamond to buy. May I have this dance?
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll see you again soon.
Yeah, as soon as Baka touches my end, I'm going to wink at Storm and Carmilla, and then just plain shift us away.
Sure. So we sort of fade out at that point, and I think the camera pans back in as Camilla and Storm make their way up the stairs, and when you get above, there's a bit of a commotion going on, and we see sort of in short, almost montage vignettes of I don't have my NPC list up, but the basically chief of police and the father of the parish have suddenly found themselves not under a long-term charm spell anymore. And both of them are in the center of town, just distraught, explaining to everyone what has happened. And you see, as you peek your head up above, people turn to you, and we sort of see from far away a conversation happening. You see some heads kind of bow and slump in sadness, and we sort of pan out from that. A little vignette of Ada selling some things and buying a diamond. A little vignette of all of you coming back together and taking the time to cast the ritual to bring Mitzi back from the dead. And then I think we end on another vignette of all of you sitting in a tavern very far away, ordering some beers and just trying to relax, and someone offering you the seasonal pumpkin beer, and everyone just going, no.
Just plain shift away again. No, not again. Elemental plane of fire, please.
So that is the end of our Halloween special. Thank you everyone for joining us for this last episode of Basic Liches. I don't know if you guys noticed when I changed the title over, but
I after the last break I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Changed, but I didn't know why.
Oh, big hints now. Great.
Thank you so much for joining us. I had
Yeah.
absolutely an amazing time running this. I
This
always
was-
have so much fun with high level play, and I love all of our players here. You guys did such a great job.
We did.
That feeble mind was so clutch. I love it when high level spells work. So if we want to just go down the line real fast, I will go ahead and start with Amelia. Do you want to introduce yourself? Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, I was gonna say today we just went in and off. You didn't even do the introduction. Just like, if you're in, you're in. If you're in, you're in. If you're out, you're out.
Sorry. I was just so excited.
No, yeah. I didn't even think about it. Like I reminded myself now. All right. So who am I? Now I need reminding because I've been playing two characters for 3 hours. I'm Amelia. I live in Rome, Italy. There you go. Hello. And I also had Witch and Craft Games, which is a tabletop gaming indie developer. We make all sorts of games, if all source means horror to you. And right now we just announced our new game, which is, our expansion for our first game already. Essentially a new game that you can just buy the new book. Even if you didn't have the first one, it's a completely standalone game, because that's how we roll. And yeah, the first game is 12 Inner Demons. This one is 12 Occult Eye. It's a noir take on the horror genre. I hope you like witches. I definitely do. Please come check out our stuff at Witch and Craft Games. Anywhere you can find us. Twitter, we have at witchandcraft.com. Please come by.
And we are absolutely going to be playing these games in December on this channel, so stick around for that because I'm super hyped for it. Cher, what's going on with you?
Yes, I am at That Gamer Share here on Twitch and on Discord, at Gamer Share on Twitter, and I am a Black POC content creator. I have my own variety channel, as well as being a very willing player and all the games through Ladies of D&D as well. So more often times than not, you may catch me more even on this channel than you will on mine. But that will be changing. I hope that if not by the holidays, probably by top of the year, there's going to be some new content coming. I've got a homebrew brewing, so I'm very excited about it.
Oh, yeah.
At me, bro. Just let me know what games you enjoy. I love connecting with new folks and new fellow gamers.
Stella.
Hi, I'm Stella. You can find me as Saint Stella anywhere on the internet, or Stella Saint in some places, because naming yourself on the internet is weird. My Twitch is /Saint Stella. I do homebrew called Adventures in Mystery every Wednesday evening. And if you happen to be in Toronto or know somebody in Toronto, tomorrow I'm doing an IRL live actual play D&D show with a bunch of drag queens and performers and comedians at a bar called The Painted Lady. And it's gonna be super fun. We're doing Halloween shenanigans in real life. So hit me up, find me, and let me know if you need some discount tickets. I'm down. We just want to make it a big Halloween party. It's my first IRL show that I've produced since the Pandy, so I'm excited to be on stage again and playing D&D. So this is awesome. Thanks for having me.
And Elena, do you have anything going on?
Still pretty much in a hiatus when it comes to my online presence, which is mainly cosplay. So you can still find my socials as pinkflash09 all over the internet. I do have what might be fun to check out, some art of my character Storm, which I played today, which I uploaded to my Twitter. So go give it a like if you like the stream.
Yeah.
Or just anyway, if you like it. pinkflash09 online. I also have some cosplay on my Instagram, but that's a bit slow right now. I should have some new pictures coming up of my pirate OC. But it's always waiting a bit for the content. And other than that, I hope to be here on the stream of Ladies in D&D anytime. Again, maybe.
We'd love to have you. My name is Jenna. I have been your host and game master and sometimes lich for this adventure. I am one of the stream masters on Ladies of D&D. I mostly just do that. So if you want to find me, you can totally find me here. And just one last quick pitch for the fundraiser that we still have going on. You can donate to Save the Next Girl at the link that I just posted in the chat, and that's going to be live for the next 2 days. So you still have some time. If you can donate, please consider. And thank you to everybody who has done so already. So other than that, stay tuned. We have some really fun games planned for next month, and we've got something extra special planned for December that we're going to be kind of unveiling and putting out a call for soon. So keep track of us on socials. That's Ladies of D&D on everything. So everybody be good and be safe and have a happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!
Bye.